All right, let's kick off another deep dive. Today, we're going to crack open some serious history.
Oh.
We're talking Stonehenge.
Yeah.
You know those giant stones everybody knows?
Yeah.
You'd think with a monument that famous,
Right.
we'd have it all figured out by now.
You would think.
But turns out we're just scratching the surface.
We are just getting started, really, with understanding this incredible site.
So, okay,
Yeah.
for anyone who needs like a super quick refresh,
Sure.
Stonehenge is that iconic stone circle
Right.
in southern England, right?
That's right.
But it wasn't just like plopped down overnight.
No.
It was built
Yeah.
in stages
There was.
with the earliest construction,
Right.
dating back to around 3000 BC.
Wow.
That's before the pyramids.
Yeah. That's amazing to think about.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
So we've always known that some of the stones,
Mhm.
these massive blue stones,
Yeah.
came from like far away.
Mm-hmm.
But scientists recently pinpointed the exact origin of the altar stone,
Oh, wow.
the largest of these blue stones,
Okay.
and it's pretty mind-boggling.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Wait,
Yeah.
so they can tell exactly where a specific rock came from?
Yeah, so it's like a geological fingerprint, right?
Oh, okay.
So by analyzing the stone's composition, they can actually match it
Wow.
to specific rock formations.
That's so cool.
And in this case,
Yeah.
they traced the altar stone back to
Yeah.
the Preseli Hills
Okay.
in northeastern Scotland,
Wow.
over 400 miles away.
400 miles.
I know, it's incredible.
That's like driving from
Right.
New York City to
Yeah.
pretty much back to New York City.
Yeah, it's a long way.
Seriously, how do they move this thing? We're talking about a
Yeah.
6-ton stone.
Yeah,
And they didn't even have the wheel yet.
exactly. That's what makes this discovery so incredible. Imagine the logistics.
Right.
Dragging this massive stone
Yeah.
on wooden sledges.
Oh, wow.
Possibly using, like, vegetation as shock absorbers.
That's amazing.
It would have taken hundreds,
Wow.
maybe even thousands of people
God.
working together, coordinated across vast distances.
Yeah.
It must have been an incredible spectacle,
Yeah.
a testament to their ingenuity
Right.
and determination.
I can't even
Just
imagine.
mind-blowing.
Like, I'm picturing this epic, months-long procession across the British countryside.
Yeah, it would have been quite the sight.
So do we know, like,
Yeah.
why they went to such extraordinary lengths
Right.
to bring this specific stone to Stonehenge?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And it opens up...
What made it so special?
Yeah, it opens up a whole new perspective on ancient Britain.
Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't just a local project.
Really?
We're talking about connections and cooperation
Uh-huh.
spanning the entire length of the island.
So is this like some kind of
Huh.
prehistoric Olympics
Okay.
with teams competing to bring the coolest rock to Stonehenge?
Maybe not quite, but the effort involved
Yeah.
certainly suggests a deep significance.
Right?
Some researchers believe it was a symbolic act,
Okay.
maybe even a gift,
Interesting.
representing an alliance between different communities.
Okay, so we've got ancient road trips,
We do.
teamwork on an epic scale,
Absolutely.
and maybe even some prehistoric diplomacy.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
This is already way more exciting
I know, right?
than just a bunch of old rocks.
It's so much more than that.
All right, I'm hooked.
Good.
Let's dive deeper into this ancient world
I'm ready.
and see what else we can uncover.
Let's do it. It's amazing to think about the scale of this whole project, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't just about moving one giant stone.
Right.
This was massive.
Yeah.
It spanned generations.
Oh.
People were continually adding to
Yeah.
and modifying Stonehenge over centuries.
So it wasn't just like a one-and-done deal.
No, not at all.
It was more of a long-term
It's been an
commitment,
ongoing process, yeah.
like a never-ending home renovation project.
Yeah.
Exactly, but with, giant stones
Right.
instead of shiplap and granite countertops.
Uh-huh, exactly.
So this raises another question, like
Sure.
why?
Why indeed?
What was so important about this site
Right.
that drew people back for centuries?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of all
Yeah.
this effort?
That's a big question.
I mean, we know it wasn't just a giant rock garden.
No, definitely not.
There must have been some, deeper meaning.
Right.
People don't just lug multi-ton stones across the countryside for no reason.
Exactly. There had to be a reason.
Okay, so
Right.
so where do we go from here?
Well, this is where things get really interesting.
Right.
One of the most striking features of Stonehenge
Yeah.
is its alignment with the solstices.
Okay.
especially the winter solstice.
Oh, wow.
If you stand at the center of the circle
Yeah.
during sunset on the winter solstice,
Uh-huh.
the sun aligns perfectly with the altar stone.
Wait, so they were into astronomy too?
It seems so...
I'm starting to think these Neolithic folks were way ahead of their time.
Yeah, their knowledge was quite impressive.
But seriously,
Yeah.
what does this alignment tell us?
Right.
Was this just a cool coincidence?
I mean,
Or did it have a deeper significance?
it's unlikely to be just a coincidence.
Yeah.
This alignment suggests a sophisticated understanding of the cycles of the sun and the seasons. And for a society
Yeah.
deeply connected to the natural world, these cycles would have held immense significance.
I can imagine.
Imagine that sense of awe and
Right.
wonder
Right.
as the sun sets perfectly over that massive stone,
Yeah.
marking the shortest day of the year.
Okay, I'm picturing these ancient solstice gatherings.
Right.
Were they huge celebrations?
Yeah.
Did people come from all over to witness this astronomical spectacle?
There's evidence to suggest that, yeah, Stonehenge was a place of gathering and ceremony.
Okay.
Nearby at Durrington Walls, archaeologists have found the remains of a large Neolithic village.
So they were living there.
Yeah, occupied seasonally,
Okay.
especially during the winter.
Interesting.
It's thought that people would have traveled
Yeah.
from far and wide to gather at Stonehenge for feasts and rituals,
Okay.
particularly around the solstices.
So it wasn't just a monument.
Right.
It was a community hub.
Exactly.
A place to connect with people from all over.
Yeah.
Share stories, trade goods, celebrate the changing seasons,
That's a great way to put it.
like a prehistoric festival
Yeah.
combined with a farmer's market.
I like that analogy.
And this sense of community
Yes.
is further emphasized by another intriguing discovery.
Oh,
Stonehenge was also a major burial ground.
that's right.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
So we've got solstice alignments,
We do.
possible feasts and rituals,
Mm-hmm.
and a burial ground.
It was a multifaceted site.
This place is like a one-stop shop for prehistoric life.
In a way, yes.
But seriously, what does that tell us about how they viewed death and the afterlife?
That's a profound question.
I mean, was it like a sacred space?
Well, the presence of burials,
Yeah.
both cremations and inhumations, within and around Stonehenge,
Right.
suggests that it was considered a sacred space,
Okay.
a place where the living and the dead could connect.
Wow, that's powerful.
Imagine the rituals and ceremonies
Right.
that must have taken place here.
Yeah.
The grief, the reverence for the ancestors.
It's incredible to think that a site built thousands of years ago could still hold such power and meaning.
It really is.
It really makes you wonder about the people who created it.
Absolutely.
Their beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
their fears,
Yeah.
their hopes.
It's their whole world. And that's what we'll explore next.
Okay.
Now that we have a sense of the scale and purpose of Stonehenge,
Right.
let's delve into the people who built it,
Right.
their lives,
Yeah.
and the forces that shaped their world.
I'm ready to meet the ancestors.
Let's do it.
Let's get to know the masterminds behind this incredible monument.
Right.
All right. So we've talked about like the when and the why of Stonehenge.
Right.
Now let's talk about the who.
Yeah.
Who were these incredible people who managed to pull off this monumental feat
Right.
of engineering and artistry?
You know, for a long time, we had this image
Yeah.
of Neolithic Britons as these like isolated groups scattered across the landscape.
Right.
But the more we learn, the more we realize how connected they really were.
Interesting.
Especially when you consider the arrival of a new group of people
Okay.
from mainland Europe
Okay.
around 2500 BC.
Right.
The Beaker people.
Ah, yes, the Beaker people.
Exactly.
We touched on them earlier.
We did.
Weren't they the ones who brought in some fancy new tech?
It did.
Like metalworking and the wheel? I mean, that must have been a game changer
Oh, absolutely.
for the folks already living in Britain.
It was transformative.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Suddenly you've got these shiny new tools
Right.
and a way to travel much faster and further.
It would have opened up so many possibilities.
Yeah. So how did the original Stonehenge builders
Right.
react to all this change?
That's a great question.
Was it like a peaceful blending of cultures?
Wow.
Or was there like some tension?
I mean, it's probably a bit of both, right?
Yeah.
Anytime you have different groups of people coming together, there's bound to be some friction.
Sure.
But the fascinating thing is,
Yeah.
the genetic evidence suggests that within a few centuries, the descendants of the Beaker people became the dominant population in Britain.
Wow, that's a pretty rapid shift.
It is.
So does that mean the original builders just disappeared?
Not necessarily. It's more likely that their culture and traditions gradually blended with those of the Beaker people, creating a new hybrid society.
That makes sense.
Remember, cultural identity is fluid. People adapt, they borrow ideas, they mix and match.
It's like a cultural melting pot.
Exactly.
And over time, new ways of life emerge.
That's the beauty of cultural exchange.
So Stonehenge, with its stones brought from all corners of Britain, could be seen as a symbol of this blending of cultures. A testament to a time before these big changes.
It's a really interesting theory. And it makes you wonder, what would those early builders think if they could see Stonehenge today?
That's a great question.
Would they recognize it as their own?
Right.
Would they be proud of the legacy they left behind?
You know, after spending all this time diving deep into Stonehenge, I think I'm starting to see it less as a monument.
Interesting.
And more as a mirror.
Oh, I like that.
It reflects back to us, our own curiosity about the past.
Absolutely.
Our fascination with the unknown. Our desire to understand where we come from.
That's beautifully put.
And it reminds us that the past is never truly gone.
It's always with us.
It lives on in the stories we tell, the questions we ask, and the connections we make across time.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, folks, there you have it.
Another deep dive complete.
We started with a bunch of mysterious stones.
We did.
And ended up exploring ancient journeys, cultural exchanges, and the very meaning of community and legacy.
And who knows what future discoveries await us. Maybe someday we'll crack the code of Stonehenge completely.
Or maybe the real magic lies in the mystery itself.
That's a good point.
If you're as fascinated by Stonehenge as we are, we encourage you to do your own exploring.
Absolutely.
There are tons of incredible resources out there.
There are.
From books and articles to documentaries and virtual tours.
It's amazing what's available.
And who knows? Maybe you'll be the one.
You never know.
To uncover the next big secret.
Hidden
within those ancient stones.
That'd be incredible.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep those minds curious.
Stay curious.
And those imaginations firing.
And keep exploring.